Hey folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 MVP Open out at Maple Hill in Massachusetts, our second postseason event of the Disc Golf Pro Tour this year. And we are in our second round of three, as the first round was canceled due to weather. We appreciate you all tuning in with a special thank you going out to all the Patreon supporters. My name is Dustin Murray, and I'll be bringing you the commentary alongside Nathan Koling. How's it going, dude?
Doing well. Excited to see some better weather today up here in Massachusetts. Getting to 60 degrees and making it yesterday through the rough weather, all shooting three down. Jeremy Koling, Ben Callaway, Jake Hebenheimer, and Drew Gibson.
And you can see Raven Newsom's actually the one leading the charge right now, but only by a stroke. It's a very tight field. Again, very windy conditions on the opening round after the first round being canceled, so it's tough to score. So we get into some bags.
Yeah, straight into Jeremy Koling's bag. AVR X3 and Nexus Firefly, I believe, is his putter. Gonna throw the mortar and the Mako 3 a lot through these woods. Really leaning on the Eagle and throws the Boss and Wraith a lot for his distance shots.
And then Ben Callaway putting with the Roach, using the zone for those approaches, Buzz for his main mid-range, and you'll probably see a Raptor and Onyx as some of his main fairway drivers, and then the Force and Nuke if he needs some bigger distance.
And then Jake Hebenheimer putting with a PA3, going to be upshotting with a Comet and Drone. Then T-Bird, Tilt maybe a little bit, going the Wraith, and Destroyers also.
We got Drew Gibson, putts with the Penrose as he is sponsored by Infinite Disc and EV7. Also likes a Jokery for some throwing putters and the Buzz for mids. Probably see the Eagle, Scepter, Destroyer, and his disc, the Era from Finish Line Disc, his own company.
Yeah, and that moves us straight back into hole 1, 853-foot par 4. Should be a bit more attackable today as far as getting distance off of the drive. Not going to be quite as worried about clearing that pond with the wind being down a little bit. If you do get enough distance, you got a chance to attack this green, but if you're not in the middle and you get pinched up on one of those trees,
from Charlotte, North Carolina, Jeremy Koling.
you'll probably just pitch up to that gap.
Yeah, and Jeremy Koling currently ranked 24th in our Pro Tour points, so already qualified for the finale. Obviously, the 2016 U.S. DGC champion with 67 career MPO wins. This year, he's come 6th at Texas State's, 9th at Idlewild, 13th at DDO, and was in the top 30 at the European Open and Worlds. He'll be teeing off with his favorite new disc, the Halo Boss, which he has been trying to sing its praises to everyone, it seems like, lately. And he is living up to the name Big Germ with this. This disc has been annihilated.
Oh, yeah. Gets a nice drive out and does land in the middle. Going to have an opportunity to approach the green for birdie.
From Davenport, Iowa, Ben Callaway.
And Ben Callaway comes in ranked 38th in our Pro Tour points. He's actually 2 spots off of the play-in line, so needs to finish strong here to try to get into that finale play-in. This year we did see him place 9th at Worlds, 20th at Jonesboro, was in the top 25 at the Music City Open, Beaver State Fling, Masters Cup, and Idlewild. Just kind of had a slow start to the season, so trying to make up some ground.
And really one of the smoother throwers of the disc that we get to watch. When he has popped up on the coverage, it's been great to see. And you see that smooth throw, getting good distance, just a little bit left.
From Jefferson City, Missouri, Jake Hebenheimer.
And we got Jake Hebenheimer here, currently 36 in the Pro Tour points, so he's on the bubble for the play. He's in the very last spot for it, so needs to maintain it. He's been on coverage a few times with us this year. He came 3rd at DDO, 10th at Mid-America Open, 12th at GMC, top 20 at Jonesboro, and was also within the top 30 at DMC and Worlds.
And also an absolute smasher of the disc. Easily can throw 650. And gets a good rip on that one far enough. Probably not in the way of those trees.
Arizona, Drew Gibson.
We got Drew Gibson stepping up, currently top 25 in the UDIS World Rankings and 16th in the Pro Tour points. So he's on the bubble for a bye to the quarterfinals. He won the season opener at Las Vegas. Also had a few other top 10 finishes on tour this year, including the Champions Cup and Ledgestone.
All of these players getting pretty good drives off, using that headwind, still throwing their discs on a hyzer and letting them turn over. We're going to have 3, maybe 4 opportunities for these players to try to attack this green.
I've been up first, trying to throw a slight backhand turnover into the green.
Oh,
And that
beautiful.
is very well done. Yeah, absolutely. Thought it might get caught up on the wall there for a second. It winds up sliding right into place. Uh-oh.
Drew looked like he was trying to take a hyzer route over there. In years past, it hasn't been very clean. May have been cleaned up a little bit, but pretty sketchy route to go there.
Yeah, I'd certainly agree. As Hebenheimer able to get up there on the green as well for just outside the circle look at birdie. Right there up against the wall. And the best lie you could really ask for, as we got Koling here right in the road.
Yeah, this is great. He likes to throw these little chip forehand up shots.
Wow, he swung that so wide.
Yeah,
Didn't have enough
definitely.
angle on it.
Just hung on to it for too long, it seemed like, but gets fortunate enough to not go OB. Should be able to get up and down here for a fairly easy par. And the second day in a row, even with giving it a nice run. You can still see the wind blowing, but definitely not as much as yesterday. This still averaged as the second most difficult hole.
That's one of those holes where if you're not in the perfect position off the tee, it's just so hard to get on the green for a birdie putt. Koling had the best chance and just kind of flubbed the upshot, but at least can get par.
And Drew needs this. I think that would have been for his bogey.
Right. This is Hebenheimer. Horseshoe putt. Get used to seeing this. This is for birdie. Not quite.
I think with my meter, it'd be you for.
A couple low putts to start the round so far. Let's see if Ben can start it off right with a birdie.
He sure can. No doubt about that one.
Germ gonna take his meter in off of the OB, tap in his par. Not a bad way to start. There's only 8 players on the field taking the birdie. 37% bogey or above. There were some triple bogeys even. Moving into hole 2, 381-foot par 3, OB rock wall all the way down the right side, and they've added that roller blocker wall here now also, trying to force you to throw that accurate technical shot down the fairway. Fairway driver, if you've got the power, could go up to distance driver, but whatever you can get to go straight.
Yeah, I feel like fairway driver is popular choice, as that'll come right up on that rock wall, so kind of a circle 2 putt uphill for Ben for birdie. We got the forehand master here, Big Germ.
I do like this forehand play. I feel like if you have the power for it, it allows you to be a little more aggressive if you have an understable disc. As with the right-handed backhand, you really are going to end up wanting to throw overstable and make sure you don't turn it over into that OB.
Oh, man.
Good kick.
Right. Hard to know if that was going to fight out in time if it didn't hit that tree.
Right.
Great from Drew if that can fight out at the end, but just doesn't quite have enough fade.
Yeah, it looks like he may have been going with one of his mid-ranges and really didn't have any fade on that. That's what I was referring to in the forehand play. If you don't fade out, you're just in these trees and not OB.
Good up there from Hebenheimer from out of position.
Yeah, I went out up there. I went like through these branches.
Yeah.
If I'm out at all, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get up to Koling now, who's setting up just to throw a little touch forehand here to grab his par. Actually kind of giving this a slight bid.
And does so well, has a very nice touch forehand. Has been doing that for a long time.
Nice attempt there from Callaway. That was actually a little bit outside of circle 2.
Yeah, pretty good power from there. It really kept going. Had a lot of momentum without doing a whole lot of work.
So looks like Gibson's going to find himself another red mark on the scorecard here early as Hebenheimer will go par to open his round. Considering how difficult the first hole has played, par start's not too shabby.
No, and this hole doesn't average very far under par at a 2.89. So definitely good to par the first few holes, really, and then start to get your birdies after that. When you can, though. A lot of holes difficult to get that birdie, even if they feel like you should be able to. Going into hole 3, 407-foot par 3, got to clear that rock wall to be inbounds. Kind of a force over stable shot, but you really have to carry forward about 200 feet before you get too far right. There's one tree on the right side of the fairway that really sticks out.
Oh, that was nearly it.
That's probably the tree I was talking about.
Yep.
It makes it really hard to hit this line.
Yeah, it really sets up for like an overstable force over backhand to the right-handed player. That's Koling, though, again showing you his accuracy with that flip-up forehand. Makes some good progress there.
Yeah, and minus a little bit of height, that's about the best you're going to do with forehand, which is great. Circle 2 is fantastic.
Man, this is nearly perfect from Hebenheimer. Just catches one of those last trees on the left-hand side. Just fades a little bit early for him. But again, this is one of the tightest fairways you're going to play on the course. Like this 6 and 7 are brutal.
Drew has this over to the right side, but gets a nice little touch back towards the fairway. He's going to end up inside circle 2 with a clean look at it.
Great up here from Hebenheimer. Definitely going to have to put your scrambling shoes on this course, and he's done well so far.
I think you sounded like Tony the Tiger a little bit when you said great.
I don't want to try to. That was my natural reaction, was to try to do an impression, but
I thought you might. I thought I was going to bait you into it.
It's a nice try.
Oh, it's been pretty deep in the woods over there on the right side. Still deep in the woods, gonna hopefully be able to get out here. Does so well. Skittles just a little bit past the pin, but should be able to clean up a bogey from there.
And now we get the Drew Gibson here. Going to try to see if he can get a birdie to right the ship, and that'll do it. Dead center.
Yeah, that was a great putt. Just laser, never off center.
We get the Callaway trying to limit the damage a little bit here on this hole after a rough up shot. About the best he could hope for after getting stuck in a rough spot.
Yeah, and he's definitely not the only bogey. 26% of the field scrambling their way to a bogey or above on this hole.
Hebenheimer able to go 3 pars in a row here to kick things off.
Yeah, it's so interesting to watch him putt. After watching Vino yesterday, it seems like they almost start their arm off in the same position. into hole 4, one of the easier holes on the course, but might not quite feel that way on the tee pad. Pretty tight gap to hit, 246 feet downhill. You can really run into that log stack on the right over there if you think you've thrown a good shot a lot of the time. Get caught up with no putt about 40 feet away.
It's one of those holes that just has so many different options to approach it from the tee. That was kind of the overstable wide backhand. You could see thumbers, you could see flip up forehands, see all kinds of stuff. Jump putts even. And that's pretty darn done. Oh no, it skipped over the wall?
Yeah, it's pretty. Although that wall looks like it's nice and gonna stop a disc, with how downhill this is, if you hit 4 feet short of that wall, a lot of the time just the momentum is gonna skip up over top of it.
Yeah, I was hoping with it being a slower speed disc it would just kind of stop for him, but it does not. That's unfortunate. Little tomahawk there from Hebenheimer.
Yeah, best shot so far, inside circle 1. Ben gonna go with the standstill. I like the standstill backhand on this one.
I think Ben does too after that landing.
Yeah, there's our best shot so far. Even stays up above that little wall they've built on the back there.
Just a little bit low on the putt there from Gibson. Hebenheimer hitting the center, gets his first birdie of the round. That'll put him at 1 under.
Yeah, just a slightly low on the first putt and has cleaned it up nicely since then.
Gibson high on the next one, so a couple of woes on the putting green here for Drew. Koling will wind up grabbing that bogey after going OB off the tee.
Yeah, not quite what you're looking for on this hole. 40% of the field carded the birdie, so bogey almost losing 2 strokes on the field, especially up here on these top few cards. That brings us into hole 5, another shorter par 3. But definitely has some teeth on it. As you see, you've got to fly out over this water pretty much the entire flight. Gonna throw forehand if you've got it with a mid-range or a fairway driver. Backhand putter turnover.
Yeah, I would say 9 times out of 10 you're going to see the forehand. Just nice high and wide and let it spike in. Hebenheimer. Oh, kind of gets a little nasty roll there. Might have an obstructed putt now outside the circle.
Yeah, I like that line though. He really trusted it out over the water, and making sure that he doesn't end up too far right and have that death putt back towards the water, but just a little bit too much steam on it.
Oh, no. He's coming up short there, Callaway. We'll have to go to a drop zone. Rare forehand from Gibson, but that's what the hole really calls for the right-handed player.
Yeah, is Drew able to get up there with his forehand up around the corner? Yeah, I like this line.
Oh, no. That had to be so close to coming. I mean, right near the pin, but just a little short into the water.
Yeah, that really did look good to me. Just didn't quite have enough to get there. It might be one of those ones you can see it just right there at the wall. I think I might see it sitting up there.
Yeah, just didn't quite get as much carry as he thought it would. Which is tough, 'cause you just feel like this is one of those holes that's kind of tailor-made for Germ.
Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah, Gibson just has not got the putter going yet today.
Yeah, besides...
Which is a shame, because I feel like his putting has really improved over the last couple of years.
Jake didn't have much of a putt there at all, just kind of pitching up and around the corner.
Koling limiting the damage with that one.
Yeah, this hole averaging right in the middle of the pack, 2.93. So 48% of the field did get a birdie, but 27% taking bogey or above, with 11% of that being double bogey or higher. So some big numbers after the OB.
Yeah, definitely more damage taken on this hole than I would have expected from this card. 2 pars, a double, and a single as we move on to a very difficult hole 6.
The most difficult hole of the course, 390 feet. This tight gap you have to hit the entire way. Then the OB rock wall on the right side. You've got the OB lake on the left side. If you go down this fairway, there's a possibility you could still kick over that rock wall. Backhand mid-range is probably best if you have the power. Forehand plays as well, but you're going to be going with a faster disc and can kick farther with that. So just kind of risk reward here.
It's just such a narrow corridor you have to navigate through to give yourself a chance at birdie on this hole. Again, you put this right next to 3 and 7 as just some of the most, deadly fairways. That is OB right from Gibson.
And that was so close to perfect. He got all the way down to that last fairway.
Just a little too high from Big Germ, and that's why it will fly over the wall.
And also really close
Yep.
to fantastic. Again, getting down to that fairway.
Yeah, if he would have been just a few feet lower, he probably hits the rock wall and settles for a circle 1 putt for birdie.
Yeah, most of the time the shots you see OB are not that far.
Pretty solid scramble from Hebenheimer. At least he has a look at the pin.
The 8 holes love it.
Oh, Gibson nearly saving par. As I imagine with it being Saturday, it's going to be even more rowdy today on the course.
Definitely so. Not even final day yet, but I imagine there's more people there today than yesterday, and there will be more people there tomorrow than there is today.
Might even see the flag runners today.
As Jake not able, I don't know if he switches to that far away or if he just wasn't able to do his horseshoe putt from there because of trees, but ends up just kind of pitching up. Germ with just an improbable spot to save his par off of the tee. It's not, you don't see that very often, being inside the circle.
Yeah. One of those, unfortunate to go OB, but at least fortunate to have done so very near the pin to come away with the 3. We're going to see Callaway and Hebenheimer here kind of clean up. And be a bogey, I believe, for Hebenheimer.
And that will move us into hole 7. Just like the first round. The 3rd hardest hole. This one the 1st hardest hole.
You know the saying, aim small, miss small? Aim as small as possible. and you'd miss as small as possible.
Jaden, this is you putting without this stuff. All right, same putts, only with a much clearer target.
See? It does!
It does work, see?
And for being part of our video, we got one just for you, all right?
For real?
For real.
Thank you.
And every time you putt, just think, focus, putt, repeat.
All right, here we are, hole 7, 404-foot par 3. Hyzer flip to straight shot. Maple Hill, that's what it brings. Throw your disc as straight as you can. If you kick something, hopefully you don't kick too far. In this case, I think it's better to kick right. But I hope to see some great shots down the fairway.
Just a little overturn there from Koling. As yeah, this hole 6 and 7 is one of the deadliest combos on tour. Just a double whammy of tight fairways. Oh, Callaway's laced it though. Look at this.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you want to see.
What a shot, man. It doesn't usually get much better than that.
Yeah, using the understable flight of that disc, throwing it on a hyzer towards the right side of those trees. Very technical shot and executes it well.
Nice yanked over here from Hebenheimer.
And that is the easy mistake to make when you're throwing such understable disc, trying to get them to stand up late. It almost looks like a Franklin disc stamp on top of that.
Oh, Drew's laced it as well. Look at this. Probably right next to Callaway over there.
Wow. Awesome. Great to see 2 shots get down this fairway and have a couple birdie looks.
It's so satisfying to strike this fairway. It's one of those things where you know what it takes to get there, and when you actually see it to come to fruition, it's just so pretty.
And Jake getting kicked over to that left side. A little tougher to scramble over here.
Yeah.
Almost able to get through. Catches those last trees on the right, but I think that might have faded out down the hill either way.
So after a couple of scrambles, we now get to a couple of birdie attempts. Here's Drew Gibson up first. Scary putt, though, with the downhill slope just behind the pin. And Gibson's found it, going low of the basket.
Yeah, that just never got any air underneath it. Missed the finger pop, possibly, to get that putter up in the air. Then, however...
Man. I'm sure there weren't too many birdies today, and Ben's going to grab one of them.
Yeah, just 9 birdies on the day out of the 82 players in the field. And that'll bounce him back to even on the round now. Oh, man.
Wow, I thought that would stick for sure.
Yeah, lots of chains. Looked like it may have been a little bit left side, but sounded good.
Gibson kind of fortunate not to go super far down this hill. Can still get the par here. It'll be disappointing, of course, after the tee shot, but he's not taking any damage on this one.
So far, Chase Card not quite taking advantage of the lower wind and 60 degrees today, rather than in the 40s and low 50s. Moving into hole 8, 364-foot par 3 island hole. Yeah, that's about it. Carry the water 340 feet. Make your putt, one of those birdie or bogey type of holes.
Also, again, shout out to Zach Benson in the 8 holes that sit behind the pin on this one. One of the most notable crowds in disc golf form on this hole every year.
And They are treated to a great shot from the first shot here on Chase Card.
There's the flag runners.
Oh, yeah. We'll take a replay of that. As they run around the basket.
I love it, man.
Very synchronized.
I can only imagine what it's like to be a player to, like, you know, walk to the tee pad, get the claps as you're approaching the hole, then you get it on, and then you get to see this.
Oh, yeah. It seems like their flag size has increased this year also.
It has. That flag's bigger than that kid that's running around with it. They also do provide free candy to any player who wants it. As a bonus.
Yeah, give you that little bit of sugar boost after playing this front nine. So we have another green flag. Gonna put him about 25 feet or so putting downhill.
Go, please!
Really?
And you could tell he knew he might not have put enough on it, asking it to go. Catches that overstability just a little bit too soon.
Yeah, so that disc he doesn't forehand very often from my memory.
Oh, no.
That is, I mean, no chance. And that gives you a very scary downhill drop zone putt towards the water that you really have to contemplate if you want to run it or not.
As you see Germ doing right here. Standing there staring at it. Let's see what he decided.
It is safe.
Decided to run it. Not the best effort, but does stay safe. I don't know that I could talk myself into running this one.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one to do. I guess if you feel like you really need the stroke for placement.
Yeah, that was a great run there from Jake. And yeah, this card probably feels like they really need those strokes. 3 of them sitting over par. Ben looking to get under par here.
Gibson getting a birdie here. There you go, a little high.
All right.
I'm sure that's got to feel good. He's definitely had a tougher start to the round.
Yeah, I definitely love having a crowd around. Even one that you can hear throughout the course. I enjoy stuff like that. It's nice to feel that energy.
Sure.
Has been still unable to putt yet. Gonna finally tap in his park job, go back to back to get himself back under par for the round, moving into hole 9. A pretty birdieable par 4, very short, just 400 feet, but you've got to make it up and over this hill, making it almost impossible to reach the pin. Is possible to get all the way down here to the bottom and give yourself a long look, but ideally just kind of crest the top of that hill and be on the downslope for your upshot.
Looks good out the hand. I guess a little bit more fade than he wanted, though. Kind of stalled out on him.
Yeah, but I do like that mistake over overturning it. Being on that left side, you're going to have some opportunities to be able to get there. If you turn it over too much and go in those woods on the right, you're pretty much pitching out.
Thumber here for Koling. It's been his play for many, many years on this hole, and that was so well done.
That shows you why. Going to give him that long opportunity for an eagle if he would like it. He's got
Probably
a few...
has... I was just going to say, he probably has one of the better thumbers on tour, if not one of the best.
Yeah, I would say on tour he probably does have the best. He definitely utilizes it the best.
Speaking of overhands, Hebenheimer uses his to get out of trouble. Wow.
Oh, incredible. Gonna give himself a birdie putt from circle 2, just short of the basket. Or excuse me, just short of that bridge there.
That's nuts. Callaway will lay up just short of the OB for his own long stab at a birdie.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough decision. It looked like he had a pretty open hyzer line. Just couldn't see it the whole way, so...
Yeah. Also, heard some people talking about this. I don't know if you can confirm it or not, but I feel like the pin got moved a little bit on this hole, a little left. I feel like it used to be closer to those trees on the far right end.
I need to see a different angle real quick.
Well, we get a chance here.
Oh, definitely so. Yeah, it was definitely closer to the OB on the right.
Oh, the wind just got that thing and just shoved it.
Oh, man, and turning that long eagle opportunity into a really big error here. Gonna go OB. Did not cross on the other side. It didn't look like either. Gonna have a circle
like
two
left.
putt for par.
Yeah, it looked like left to right wind just got on the plate and just pushed it.
Uh-oh.
That was a nail biter.
Dang.
And the thing is, you have to respect it. He's having a tough round. He had a look at eagle on this hole, which you don't get very often. You kind of want to seize that opportunity, but just kind of backfires on him, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he was trying to give it that kind of floaty long bid, and with how much the wind is, you really need to attack a little more, I think. Or have a little more speed to try to keep it underneath that wind.
Oh, just a little high.
Yeah, tough break there.
Yeah, could have been a great par save putt.
Drew
Back to back for Drew.
Yeah, that's a nice birdie. He was a little out of position through a great patent pending upshot out of the woods. Starting to fight back towards that even par on the round after a pretty rough start.
There's Callaway for par. Well done.
Great connection to save his par. Stay under par at 1 under. But Maple Hill has shown its teeth here on our chase card coverage. As Koling gonna tap in that turkey of a bogey there to wrap up the front 9.
I'd like to nominate Buzzard as the call for that.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay. We'll roll with it then, as we're going to take a look here at the leaderboard. Corey Ellis right now on a heater, leading the field by 2 strokes with Linus and Thomas Gilbert and Gannon Bird just behind the top 3. Paul Ulibarri also jumping up a few spots there into the top 4 at this point, and we appreciate you all for tuning into our coverage here of the MVP Open for 2022, our second postseason event at the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Hope that you'll follow and subscribe so you can catch the rest of our coverage for this year and in the future. Again, a special thank you goes out to all of our Patreon supporters. And without further ado, I'm Dustin Murray. With me is Nathan Queen. We'll see you on the back nine here soon.
We'll see you guys out there.